Hi, thank you for joining us. My name is Nancy Wanjiro Kabiru and I'm a psychologist with Hisia Psychology Consultants. Today we have a guest in studio with us. She's a very close friend of mine, a bubbly personality. She is an inspiration to me. We meet on various social media platforms and we work together. And I'm happy that she accepted to come in studio. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Wariimi. Please tell us about yourself.
Okay. Yeah, thanks Nancy for having me do this interview with you. I feel it's an honor. Yeah. My name is Wariimi Karingi. I'm a mental health advocate and mental health warrior. But before I got into the mental health industry or space, I used to work in the IT industry. So I worked in the IT industry for about 12 years. And then due to the fact that now my health became an issue, I decided now to move into the mental health space.
Now, Wariimi, when you were working and the cycle was drinking, and then wanting to give up, what stopped you from giving up?
There were always different things that saved me from actually taking my life. There were totally different things. One would be either, gosh, now what will my family feel when I take my life? There was a time I was like, no, but I want to have children, so I don't want to take my life. Or another one now that has been actually recent is that I would break the hearts of very many people who have inspired with talking about my journey and Let's Go Mentor. So it has always been different things. There was also a time, beginning of last year, it was about 2 a.m. in the night, and I was now in that state again, and I was looking at different options. I'm like, should I use the curtain rod? Can I, or do I take my pills? What do I do? For some very strange reason, there's this guy who we are not even close with, who kept calling me at 11 a.m. At 1 a.m. Who called someone at 1 a.m.? He kept calling me. First, he tried on WhatsApp. I didn't pick. Tried again on WhatsApp. I didn't pick. He called me directly. I didn't pick. He sent me a message. Then I was like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, first of all, it's 1 a.m. Why is he over insisting? Eventually, now I called him back. I'm like, hey, what's up? Nini. Then he's like, I don't know why. Are you safe? So I was like, why do you ask? He's like, just tell me, are you safe? So I said, actually, no, I'm not trusting myself. So now we started talking about that. And you can imagine, I didn't bring it up to him or whatever. So that was God sending him, just to help me out. One of the signs and symptoms of depression and anxiety is suicide. And people need to know that suicide cannot be prevented, or someone's mind cannot change by you sending them positive posts. Or, this life is about positive thinking. This person is sick. It's an illness that they're experiencing. It is not their thoughts. Fine, of course, the thoughts come into play, but they cannot just flip and fight against these suicidal thoughts. They actually need to get professional help. So for suicide, it's normally an emergency case. So if you feel that you're experiencing suicidal thoughts, or you have a loved one who has suicidal thoughts, try and get that person to get treatment as soon as possible. Yeah. And actually suicide, people who die by suicide or who attempt suicide do not want to die. Like if you hear the stories of the people who have attempted suicide, they didn't want to die. They wanted the pain to end. And the only solution was to take your life by suicide.
Yes. Okay. And I'm happy because you've brought a few aspects. I hope you feel much better right now. Yes. And I'm happy because you have the conviction of the guardian angel being sent to you. Number 2, knowing that there are so many people who look out to you aside of your family, and also the feeling of the loss that would happen. So you're of importance, and you have a life, a journey to go through. I'm happy you've brought up aspects of people who are going through mental health challenges. They will contemplate. So they will look for options, the less painful or the most convenient way to take their life. They will isolate, they will overthink. They'll feel unworthy. And that is because at that time the brain is wired that way. But an encouragement to someone who's going through suicidal thought is to look for conviction. the things that speak positively to you, because at that time you need to see the one thing that can work for you. Look for it and make it work. And then if someone is trying to reach out to you, be open enough to just listen to that conversation. Yeah, and you can ask for help. Just say, maybe I need your company right now. Maybe I'm afraid of being alone, so that there is someone who can come and comfort you at the point when you felt your lowest. Because we've mentioned suicide, I think, 2 times. At the point where you felt you are at your lowest, instead of allowing the pain to consume you or the confusion, you then flip the coin and you use that pain to now build the brand you are right now.
I guess within the 2 years that I've done this, going to 3 in October, I do see the effort that I've put to helping people. With what I have done so far, sometimes I see the progress, and sometimes I don't, and I have to have someone reminding me that, you know what you're doing is really helping people, even if it's one person.
Yeah, and I am a witness to that. And I'm so happy. I'm honored because you accepted our invitation. I'm happy because I've been working with you through the journey, as a person who cheers you on, because I know what you're doing is a worthy cause. For me as a practitioner, I do it out of passion, but when I meet someone who has your spirit, it then affirms what I'm doing. When I hear someone like you who is not a trained professional but doing it for somebody free of charge, it then makes it worth the while, and I'm sure you will go places. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for joining me today, Wariimi, and let's make this happen.